Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 11 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan. Tonight we're going to start with new information and KREM 2 investigation into the Spokane Shock. Sports Director Brenna Green live in the newsroom tonight with the latest twists in this ongoing story. Brenna?
Mark, tonight we know that the Spokane Shock is officially without a league to play in just weeks before the IFL season is set to kick off. At 5 this evening, the Indoor Football League posted this tweet saying, quote, due to multiple issues, the Shock has been terminated from the IFL. So how did we get here? 5 o'clock today was also the final deadline for Shock owner Sam Adams to submit a $128,000 security bond to the Public Facilities District, which manages the Spokane Arena. That bond was needed to play there for the upcoming season. The deadline came and went with no bond received, so the PFD also terminated its contract with the team. All of this coming after we launched our KREM 2 investigation a few weeks ago. The PFD told us it consistently struggled to get payments from the team last season, so this year they required those payments in advance. The Shock were scheduled to play their first game at the arena on March 18th, but now we're told anyone who has already purchased tickets for this season will get a refund. KREM 2 spoke with Sam Adams on the phone this evening. He says he is now applying for the Shock to join the NAL, which is the National Arena League. KREM 2 also received an email showing that Adams said that that was his intent. I've reached out to the NAL for comment. We haven't heard anything back yet. More than 50 2020 season ticket holders told us they still haven't gotten their refunds after that season was canceled because of COVID. We're going to stay on top of this story tomorrow. The KREM 2 investigators have been relentlessly working this from several angles. You can read all of our work by texting the word SHOCK to 509-448-2000. Back to you.
Brenna, thank you very much. All right, in other news this evening, you are taking a live look at Ukraine's capital city of Kyiv, where it's about 9 o'clock in the morning after an intense night as Russia continues to invade Ukraine. In just the past few hours, Russian troops have continued to make their way into the capital city as 3 more explosions could be heard across the city at dawn. The conflict now killing more than 130 Ukrainians and injuring hundreds more. That death toll, however, is expected to sharply rise. Overnight in Ukraine, people sheltered in subway stations as Russia continued to attack. There have also been reports of Russia taking hostages in Chernobyl. Tonight, the Ukrainian Defense Ministry says they've inflicted 800 casualties on Russian forces since the invasion began. 10 days ago, the Kettle Falls School Board voted to make masks optional. That move was in violation of the state mask mandate. Well, tonight in a tense school board meeting, the board reversed course. As KREM 2's Kyle Simchuk explains, the prospect of hefty fines led board members to reconsider.
This was by far the most bizarre school board meeting I've ever covered. There was so much yelling and shouting. Board members had very little control at times, but masks are once again required in Kettle Falls schools.
There were celebrations in Kettle Falls weeks ago when masks became optional in schools. They were required at tonight's school board meeting, and people weren't happy.
I'm asking for you to please put on a mask.
You guys realize how stupid that is?
I don't wear one of these yet.
I understand that.
But I'm here to listen to what's going to happen to my kids.
At first, the state superintendent's office threatened to withhold funding and gave the district 20 days to comply. Superintendent Michael Olson said the district could afford to disobey the state mandate since it would be ending March 21st. Then the Washington Department of Labor and Industries gave him a call.
It could be as much as $70,000 per unmasked staff member. Do the math, that adds up pretty quick. If they were to come in and inspect, they could bankrupt the school district in one visit.
Superintendent Olson told LNI they would require staff to wear masks. The department said that would satisfy the complaint. Then yesterday, Olson says the governor's office got involved.
The rationale that they provided was that an unmasked student can pose a risk to a masked staff member.
The state said since the district willfully ignored the mandate, they could be fined for every unmasked student as well. The governor's mandate ends on March 21st. Excluding weekends and midwinter break, students would have to wear a mask for 13 more school days.
That's what we're talking about, 13 days.
It came down to a vote, 3-2 in favor of requiring masks once again. Board member Jaya Fowler voted no.
I don't want to see a bankrupt community or a school, but I want to take a stand for my children as well as the rest of the children in this community.
And Kettle Falls schools will be closed on Friday. The superintendent told me he just wants to give teachers a chance to regroup and prepare for Monday. In Kettle Falls, Kyle Simchuk, KREM 2 News.
Now tonight, beat with a quick look at the day's top stories. It is day 2 in the murder trial for the Spokane man accused of killing his ex-wife back in August of 2020 outside of his home in Browns Addition.
For it to enter above her left eye, it was much more likely that she turns as though to get out of the vehicle, at which point she is shot.
This morning, the jury learned more about how Beal's ex-wife, Mary Schaefer, was killed. A medical examiner testified that Mary died from a gunshot wound to the head. He says that gun was fired from only 2 feet away. Photos of how Mary's body was slumped over in the rental car were presented in court today. Detective Green, who you just heard from, says officers found a bullet casing on the passenger side of the car. He also pointed out that Mary's purse was still in her lap and her foot was on the edge of the door. And he says it appears the positioning of her foot would not be possible unless the door was open to at least some degree. We know more about the threats made to the Lapwai School District in Nez Perce, according to Captain Leotis McCormick. Someone called the school threatening to shoot up the elementary school. Schools have been closed all week in response. Police say they are working tirelessly to try to find a suspect. The FBI is also helping. Resources are being provided to parents and students in the school district. Spokane's Northtown Mall has a new owner. Cohen Retail Investment Group has purchased the property for $49 million. The new owner says the mall will continue their plan to create opportunities for people who haven't come to the mall in a while to come back. He also says he is excited to be part of the community and plans to revitalize the mall and make it a better destination.
One of the fun things for us is Restaurant Week takes on the 3-course menu, which is actually what we do on a nightly basis. So to some degree, we're just doing more of what we normally do, which is a lot of fun. We set up our menu that way because we enjoy it, and we think it's a good experience to sit down and have 3 courses.
Inlander Restaurant Week has arrived in the Inland Northwest, and today was the first day that you can attend 99 different restaurants, each offering 3-course meals. Prices vary between $22, $33, or $44. And because Restaurant Week is popular, most restaurants are recommending that you make reservations before going. Restaurant Week is set to go until March 5th. And that was your Night Beat. To learn more about any of these stories, just text us the word night to 509-448-2000. We'll send them directly to your phone. All right, let's talk weather now, because we woke up to some snow this morning, but that gave way to sunshine. It felt fantastic. Let's get out one more time to meteorologist Thomas Patrick. Thomas, 14 degrees out there tonight, so a little cooler than last night at this time, but I think temperatures are heading in the right direction now, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Mark. That sunshine that we had this afternoon made a world of difference. But it doesn't help at night, obviously. And with the clear skies, our temperatures are going to be rather cold once again. Just a couple more very cold nights ahead of us. Even the wind chills low single digits as it stands right now. So clear skies at the moment. Next weather system poised to move through the Pacific Northwest on Sunday. So that'll be when we start to see both rain and snow chances move back into the region. But it also is going to bring some warmth along with it. It's not going to be that cold Arctic Canadian air. It's just going to be our normal westerly flow out of the Pacific Ocean. But look at the low temperatures for early tomorrow morning, still down to 11 degrees. Again, we are far from through with the cold weather, but the daytime highs are increasing. And we'll show you how many days we have in the 40s come next week as we kick off the beginning of March, all in just a few moments.
Well, the Gonzaga men kept rolling tonight as they beat the University of San Francisco 89-73. Chet Holmgren and Drew Timme had equally impressive stat lines tonight. Our Brenna Green will have more coming up in sports. And don't go to bed just yet. Our KREM 2 investigation into the Spokane Shock continues. Tonight, some former employees say they were not paid by team owner Sam Adams. Plus, after the break, we'll take another look at the crisis in Ukraine. We are back in just 90 seconds.